Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Triple H had an exceptional career in WWE as an in-ring performer. The Game is a 14-time WWE World Champion. He is the current Chief Content Officer of the Stamford-based promotion. While he enjoyed a successful career as a performer, the veteran wrestler was also involved in several controversies. Meanwhile, his wife Stephanie McMahon commented on the infamous curtain call incident in Netflix's Mr. McMahon docuseries. In May 1996, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall exposed the wrestling business as they broke character in front of a live crowd at Madison Square Garden. Notably, Nash and Hall were set to depart the promotion after the event. The third episode of the documentary narrates the incident and showcases the reactions of Vince McMahon, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon. The billion-dollar princess admitted she was shocked at the time, fearing that her dad would be so mad. Stephanie said that while a part of her felt it was cool, she realized how wrong this was. "I was actually there in the garden that night. I am sitting there in the audience, like, what is this? I can't believe they are doing this. My dad is going to be so mad." Part of me thought it was a little bit cool, but part of me was like, oh, I know how wrong this is. Stephanie said. 21:30 to 21:47, later, Triple H was punished for the act. He was initially scheduled to win the King of the Ring tournament, but was eliminated in the first round, with Stone Cold Steve Austin eventually emerging victorious. In the corporate corridors of WWE, where larger-than-life personalities clash and backstage politics swirl, few names command as much respect and authority as Stephanie McMahon and her husband, Triple H. They've been the power couple of wrestling for years, their influence in the ring and behind the scenes well known to fans and insiders alike. But recent revelations have cast a cloud over the seemingly untouchable duo, leading Stephanie to make a rare, emotional statement regarding a brewing controversy involving her husband. It all began innocuously enough. Triple H, now an executive responsible for shaping WWE's future, had spearheaded several successful ventures, including the development of NXT, WWE's thriving developmental brand. His leadership brought a fresh energy to WWE programming, but with influence came scrutiny. In recent weeks, whispers began circulating that Triple H had allegedly played a significant role in a controversial hiring decision that set the wrestling world ablaze. The controversy centers around a WWE Hall of Famer being brought back into the fold, despite a troubling history. The Hall of Famer, once revered for their in-ring prowess, had been involved in several legal battles and was accused of making offensive comments during interviews, which alienated a large portion of the WWE universe. While many fans felt that this individual's return to WWE was a slap in the face to the company's diverse audience, the decision was reportedly greenlit by none other than Triple H himself. As the outcry from fans grew, speculation quickly turned into demand for answers. WWE social media channels were bombarded with questions, criticisms, and calls for the company to rethink its stance on who they align themselves with. As pressure mounted, Stephanie McMahon remained conspicuously silent. Known for her staunch advocacy for inclusivity and equality, her lack of public comment was seen by some as a tacit endorsement of her husband's decision. However, behind the scenes, sources reported that tension was brewing. Finally, during a recent interview meant to address WWE's upcoming events, Stephanie McMahon broke her silence. The usually composed and poised businesswoman appeared visibly emotional as she took the microphone. "Oh, I know how wrong this is," she began, her voice quivering slightly as the weight of the situation hung heavy in the air. "I know how upset people are, and I understand why." Her candor was unexpected. Stephanie McMahon had always been a polished spokesperson for WWE, but this moment felt different. She wasn't addressing the media as a calculated corporate figure. She was speaking as a person caught between her loyalty to her husband and the moral values she had long championed. "I love this company. My family has poured everything into WWE, and we've worked hard to make it a place that represents progress. That's why this situation is so difficult for me," she continued. "I know the history here, and I know the person in question has done things that don't align with our values. That's not lost on me." The controversy over this particular Hall of Famer's return was more than just a misstep in a company known for its tightly controlled image. It felt like a betrayal to many fans who had looked up to Stephanie as a figure of empowerment, a trailblazer for women in the wrestling industry. It was clear that she was grappling with the decision, caught between personal and professional responsibilities. While she didn't outright blame her husband for the controversy, it was evident that she, too, was uncomfortable with how things had unfolded. "There are moments in this business where you have to make tough decisions," Stephanie said, her voice now steadier, though the raw emotion was still palpable. "But I also believe we have to listen to our audience. I've always said that WWE is nothing without its fans, and when they speak up, we have to listen." In the days following her statement, the WWE universe was divided. Some fans appreciated Stephanie's transparency, acknowledging the difficulty of her position. Others, however, felt her response didn't go far enough, arguing that WWE needed to take concrete action beyond mere words. Social media continued to buzz with reactions, as fans speculated whether there would be any significant fallout from the controversy or if the Hall of Famer's return would proceed as planned. Behind the scenes, Triple H's position remained precarious. While his track record as an executive was largely untarnished, this controversy marked one of the rare instances where his decision-making came under intense public scrutiny. WWE insiders reported that there were heated discussions within the company, with some pushing for a more definitive stance on the matter. Would WWE issue an apology? Would the Hall of Famer's return be canceled? The answers remained unclear. One thing, however, was certain: this controversy had put a strain on the power couple's image. Stephanie McMahon's raw, emotional response had humanized her in the eyes of many fans, but it also highlighted the complexities of navigating the wrestling business when personal relationships are intertwined with professional obligations. In the days that followed, WWE announced that they would be reevaluating the decision to bring back the Hall of Famer, and that a thorough review of past incidents was being conducted. For many, this felt like a step in the right direction, but others were wary, knowing that WWE had been known to sweep controversies under the rug in the past. As for Stephanie and Triple H, their dynamic, once seen as unshakable, now appeared more fragile than ever. The incident left a lasting mark, not just on WWE's public relations, but on their legacy as a couple at the helm of the company. Stephanie's admission of knowing how wrong the situation was only added to the complexity, creating a narrative of conflict between heart and business. Time would tell whether this would be a mere bump in the road for WWE or a defining moment of reckoning for the power couple who had always seemed to be one step ahead. For now, though, the wrestling world watched and waited, knowing that in the ever-dramatic landscape of WWE, anything was possible.